just that may or may not be the scenario, but I'm just giving you the best metaphor for it. Like, it's
Gotcha.
all fun and games at first, and then it's like, whoa, I start to really, meaning you, I start to really learn what my nice to meet you. And did you have a chance to check over the session prep video? Did you have a chance to watch it?
Did.
Fabulous. So you know about the 10-minute rule, and then you know how the spirit world speaks to me. So all I need to do is find out if you want to know everything or if you want me to edit information if it comes out.
No, I think everything is fine.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So the only thing left that needs to be done is I need to get into your heart space so that I can connect with you. So I'm going to ask you to put both of your hands on the heart center, which is right over here. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. Excellent. Okay, and then I'm just going to ask you to say your first name only out loud 3 times, please.
Shaleigh, Shaleigh, Shaleigh.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you. Shaleigh, that is so pretty. I was wondering, how do I pronounce your name? Okay, Shaleigh, that's very pretty. So, Shaleigh, how can I help you?
So, I am just wanting a little bit of, my Saturn is about to return in astrology world. And
Lovely.
so, yeah, and so I recently moved back to the city, and I just want to, I do have some specific questions, but overall it's like, do I continue with what I'm doing? Do I start something new? And then some love life questions too.
Sure. So just generally speaking, with Saturn retrograde, not retrograde, Saturn return, although it feels like your whole life is retrograde for like 2 years. It is a hell, so you have my sympathy. But there's good news to it, because it reboots you at a new direction. So I'm not surprised that you are having this experience. A very dear friend of mine is going through hers as well. So yay. So what I'll do is maybe I'll just start off general, and then we can, like, if you have questions or if I hit on something that you want to know more about, we can just go for there. Or do you want to just start off with your questions right off the bat? How do you want me to drive this for you?
General is fine. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of times during the general, I hit points. So then we can just get more laser focused from there. Okay. So what is going on with Shaleigh, and should she still continue on her path? Okay. Oh, choices. It's like great to have choices, right? It's like, yay, choices, because that means opportunity. But then it's like, what the fuck do I choose? Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm going to just share with you what's coming up to start, and then we'll just like go from there. So choices, right? You're going to have an opportunity to choose strength. And this is in regards to relationships. So the first thing that's coming up is relationship. And I know that was one of the things that you wanted to check out. So it looks like we're starting off with that, because they're like, we got to start off with that. So we're starting off with the relationship. Okay. So you're being called to find your inner strength in relationship. And it does feel like there are going to be choices for you to make. Now, the question becomes, are they choices it feels like you date men. I don't want to make the assumption. Do you date men? Okay. I just, nowadays, I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah. Yep. I date.
It's masculine energy. My bad for thinking it's a man, but typically that's just the way it works. Whatever. Okay. So there's, I want to find some clarity as to whether this is, it's interesting, because I feel like you're coming up single, which means either you are legitimately single or one of you guys is not plugged into the relationship. Which one is it?
I'm single.
Okay. That's the best case scenario, because it would suck to be in a relationship where one of you guys isn't plugged in and you're coming off as single. So this is, it's good, because you're going to have choices. You'll be dating, you'll be going out there. Feels like recovery is coming to a close. So you are going to have some really big choices to make during the Saturn return period. So, look, what I don't want to do is I don't want to say you're not going to find your person, because you might. And it's just that during this time, they may not be your person, but they maybe turn into your person, right?
Yeah.
But there could be a reconciliation or getting back together with someone from your past. And I feel like that could move in a direction. And what I mean by that is you may get back together with someone, like in relationship. Doesn't feel like it would just be a fling. It feels like, okay, we're doing this again. What I like about this lesson, I'm going to call it a lesson because I don't feel like that guy is going to be your person. But what I like about this is that you get super, super clear with your strength and your own authority over your emotions. So what this means is that you'll have self-agency, which means you'll be able to balance your emotions so that you can make, even though you'll have choices and it will be difficult in the area of relationship, in other areas, it does feel at least as of right now, because you'll be learning self-agency, how to control and balance your emotions, you'll be able to make better decisions outside of relationship. So this relationship that comes back again during this period, again, it feels like between 1 and 2 years, is going to serve you well, even if it's a bumpy ride. Okay. So was there someone in particular that you were like, or maybe you feel like that got away?
There was definitely someone that, feels like they got away. I don't know if they're meant for me, but there was definitely someone.
Okay. So it could be that person, maybe it's not. But again, I'm getting a really good, I don't feel like they're your person, but this is a great card to have in relationship. And it's like Mr. Right for Mr. Right now.
Okay.
So he's going to be really great for you for the time period that you're with him. He's really going to elevate you in terms of your experience and your evolution in relationship. So what I like about this is it is going to help you grow up. It's going to help you learn more about who you are as a woman and who you are sensually and sexually. Because it does feel like he brings out, like he's different than when you guys were, and you're different than when you guys were before, which is great. So it's nice to explore like a new side of each other. And he's really going to teach you to get really good in touch with your sexuality and your sensuality. So I like that for you. Again, there will be choices for other men too. So that might be the hard part, going, do I want to be monogamous with this person? Ooh, baby, look at you. Hot stuff. So again, it's just, there's no right, there's no wrong for how you're operating. But it's a great, whether you decide to commit and be in, an exclusive monogamous relationship with this person, it's fine. And if you choose not to, that's also fine. Cause this is going to be for a while. Like you could feasibly be together for like a year, 2 years, something like that, So I like that. I like that for you. I don't know that you're going to like it while you're in it.
Okay.
Sexually, you're going to love it. But when it comes to matters of the heart, that's where the growth and the evolution is going to be, because what's going to happen is he's going to help you better define what your needs and wants are in a relationship are, which is why he's not your person.
Gotcha.
Which is okay, right? So this is just a period of your life, and it's a great period of your life. Like you really, again, it's that agency where you're like, you made a choice. You're like, I'm going to do this and I'm okay with this, and nobody and nothing is going to stop me. But as you go along, you might find, here's the best analogy I might have. You guys start off as like friends with benefits, and maybe you or he gets emotionally attached, and then you guys got to navigate that. I'm just, that may or may not be the scenario, but I'm just giving you the best metaphor for it. Like it's all fun and games at first, and then it's like, whoa, I start to really, meaning you, I start to really learn what my needs and wants are in a relationship, you know? So I like the experience for you. It's not an easy period of time, Saturn retrograde. Keep calling Saturn retrograde. So there's something to that as well. A Saturn return. And also there's a Uranus return when you're like 43, 44 years old. And that's hell. That reminded me of my Saturn return too. So
good stuff.
Lucky you. Although I think I'm going to be having a Saturn return soon too, because I'm old. All right. So since we're in the topic of relationship, and that was one of the things you wanted to know about, what can I answer for you? Or what questions do you have? Or what kind of clarity do you need? Or what's going on in that realm?
Yeah, I mean, it's, is there like someone that I'm going to grow old with? Or am I going to be kind of a vagabond, like our kids maybe?
Sure. Let me look at a list for you. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're worrying too much about it. And so because you're worrying so much about it, you're repelling it. I mean, you're wondering, you're like, wherefore art thou? Like, can you please come to my door already? I'm like over this. Does that make sense?
Sure does.
Yeah. Kids faux show in the picture. I got one of the fertility cards. So yes, kids. Okay. I feel like 2, or at least potential. Everything that I give you is potential and possibility, right?
Yeah.
There are still some periods of time in your life that you have to spend alone to collect yourself, to know what you want. Because it does kind of feel like you're kind of vague, like you kind of, it's like this. It's like, you know, the kind of guy or the character in your story, but you're about, you're like, where the discrepancy is that you haven't really thought about the kind of relationship. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So the thing is like you have the storyline that needs to be created, and then you can plug the characters in, but you're going for the character. Yeah. And it's super important to know the needs and the wants in a relationship, because there are many characters that can come in and out.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is, I mean, again, there's the kids factor for you. So you don't even necessarily have to get married. It's coming up as a choice. You can have kids. So it does feel like, you know, physically you're able to have kids. I mean, you haven't been told you can't have kids, right? Yeah. So I feel like functionally you're fine. And I do feel like, again, there are 2 kiddos in your timeline. But there's still some more time to be determined on your own to find out what your needs and wants are in a relationship. So for you need to reverse engineer things, because you're trying to go from here to there, but you can't go from here to there without knowing what there is.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that in order for this character to fully show up that you want, and I do believe you can create it, because again, there's this possibility of kids, and I feel like you want the whole thing. You understand this?
Yes.
Great. Keep wanting it. You can create it. You just got to take the steps to do it. And part of that is like, what are your wants and needs in relationship? Don't worry about the character so much. I mean, you'll know the character better than you know the storyline, and you got to focus on the storyline, because the storyline is actually what's more important, because you want the characters, meaning you and Mr. Right, let's say, to both be working for the same thing, because then it won't matter whether he's the right person or not, because he's also working for the same thing that you are. You see? So then it automatically happens that he's your person, because he's fighting for the same thing that you're fighting for. You know, it's more meaningful. But again, there's going to be periods, which is okay, of being, if you want to call them dry spells, I don't know how you want to, being relationshipless, but you need those, because with each experience you have, it levels you up. And I also want you to know that you're being divinely guided in this. So even though you might be meeting people and you're like, this sucks, this guy's such a jerk and all that, it's like your guides love you so much. They're going to purposely bring you people that are going to evoke the parts of yourself that need to be healed. So the annoyances are divine. I know that's totally sucks to hear, but I do feel, again, he's not showing up but again, because it's like you haven't designed the relationship. Once the relationship comes, or not comes, but is created or designed, or you know more about it, then the character can show up. I don't feel like you're going to be characterless. I don't think you're going to be a vagabond. I just think you just have some more work to do to figure out what your needs and your wants are. That's what that feels like. I want to pull some more cards though, because I want to give you, I feel like I want to give you a better answer for all intents and purposes. Like,
I mean, that feels right though, because like I'm very solo. Like I don't like to waste my time. So
well, you are going to be very, very shocked. You did get the Tower card. Most of the time people don't like the Tower card. I like the Tower card. It's uncomfortable at first. I mean, you can see how like horrible this card is, right? A tower is on fire. There's lightning. People are falling from the sky. But then you move into smoother waters. So you will have a very powerful, influential relationship that you're going to learn a shit ton before you meet your emperor. Okay. So yes, you are going to meet somebody. You will have a person. It's just going to be a bit of a ride until you get there. And the more that you avoid, the longer the road is going to take. So here's going to be my suggestion to you, which is going to sound completely counterintuitive. And you may not like hearing it, but I really do feel like it's a good way to break this pattern of avoiding. And again, I'll make a suggestion. If you don't like it, that's fine.
Sure.
If you take it, great. If it doesn't feel right to you, don't take the advice. But my advice to you is to get out there and really start dating and like getting out there. Like, you're not going to want to, but you need to. And if you have to, get your heart broken as often as you can. I know, counterintuitive. But each time, like, you're just a really quick, good learner. You pick up on things super fast in all areas of your life. So why not apply that to relationship? And with each relationship that doesn't work out, you're like, got it, next. And those nexting parts are the part, or like that in between that nexting part is where you go, okay, the processing comes in. You're like, I learned this, that, and the other thing. Perfect. I can now identify super fast this, that, and the other thing. So you move through things significantly quicker.
Yeah. That's good advice.
But you can't continue to avoid.
Yeah.
And you will have that like big time shocking like heartache thing. But again, that's okay.
Yeah.
You should have it.
I should. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that all
So
feels good.
yeah. So is there anything else that I can, it's still while we're in the relationship, is there anything else I can look at for you?
I think that all feels really good. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's see, do you have another topic you want to switch into, or do you want this to choose for you?
We can see what it says, and then it might come up.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, so that Emperor card, the self-agency thing, it's very important for you to keep your balance in check. Okay, great. The Fool and Pentacles. Great. So let me pull one more card, but I kind of feel like we're going into career and finances. So stand by 1 second. Yeah.
Good.
Is that where you wanted to go next?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're getting some of the same cards, which is okay. Different topics, same kind of meaning. Okay. So there's a little bit of a naivete with you in terms of career or finances. Do you understand this? Does this make any sense to you? Like and it could just be like you just don't have a lot of experience in the area you want to move into. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you currently doing?
I'm currently in real estate.
Okay. But you want to go somewhere else. Okay. Okay. There is something about finding a mentor or finding somebody who can take you under their wings so that you can learn more and sort of be in the field on it, because they are talking about gathering more information for you. And you have a youngness or it's not so much an immaturity, and it's not a naivete. Well, it could be kind of a naivete where you're just kind of like, I want to do this, but you don't have experience in it, and you kind of have to have more experience in this place that you want to go to. So it's a good idea to get a mentor or someone who can walk you through it. I will tell you that it's not a bad idea to go in that direction. That's what's showing up. So if you're like, should I or shouldn't I? The potential and the possibility is that it would be a good direction for you to go in, because I feel like with the real estate, or at least what you're doing in this area of real estate, you're kind of outgrowing. Do you understand this?
Yes.
So it's not challenging. It's not fun. You're a bit bored. And so it would be nice to kind of change shit up a bit. So what is it that you want to go into?
There's two avenues.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And the real estate, one of my questions was, is there big money in real estate in New York? But I also have like a passion project that I keep thinking about. I haven't started it yet, but it's more in the health and travel realm.
Okay.
So, but you're right. I'm doing one small avenue of real estate here, and there's way bigger fish.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to know if you should stay in real estate, because whether there'll be money for you
Basically,
in that, or whether you should completely follow your passion project.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do both?
And there's that side too.
Yeah, because so here's the thing about you, and I'm the same way, so it's okay. You like stability. You like to know when your money is going to come in. You like to know, okay. So what's coming through for me, and again, I'm just going to share the information. You choose what you want to choose. But there's, to start out, there's a potential and a possibility for you to do the real estate and your passion project. Because it does feel like your passion project could go into a financial stream of income, but it's going to be a while.
Okay.
And I don't feel like you will be able to handle or manage or keep your emotions intact for that long while.
Okay.
And that's going to definitely interfere in a lot of your life because you're very cerebral.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like the idea of you doing the passion project because it allows you to open your heart without having to worry about a paycheck.
Yeah.
Or some sort of, money. So if you can maybe reframe things as, I am working in real estate so that I can do my passion project, you're going to be great. You're going to be just fine. Because what that's going to do is it's going to lighten up your heart, and you'll be able to find solutions and really just be able to kind of run with the passion project.
Yeah.
The challenge I feel with that is that you're going to be super busy. Like, it's going to keep you busy, which is good because you need to be busy. Okay. But you also need to learn how to balance that out with self-care. Because that self-care is what's going to help you learn to manage your emotions and get you into that self-agency part so that you can have that healthy relationship.
Yeah. That's right on the money.
Yeah. So so this passion project can be a commitment, which is not a bad thing because it can pay off. I feel like there's a payoff. That's the thing. So I don't want you to not do it. I guess it doesn't matter what I want. I can just see for you like this potential and possibility of, it being very successful and of service. So it's about you helping other people too. And that's when you're really more in your purpose, when you're giving your gift away, right? So that you can help someone. So the passion project is you living your purpose. And that's actually what's going to help you manage your emotions. But the real estate thing, if you're going to stay in real estate, you do need to find a different aspect of it. Otherwise, you're going to get bored. And you're going to, I don't want to say you'll become subordinate because you're not that kind of person, but you will get snarky.
Yep.
And you could get fired if you get snarky. Again, you're not subordinate, but you're snarky. And your boss has ego problems and just won't be able to handle that.
Yeah.
So, what is another area that you can sort of transfer to in real estate, or that you were considering?
Well, right now I'm in New York rentals. Like I'm just doing rentals.
Is it commercial or is it residential?
Residential. But there's, and so it's, a lot of dealing with people's personalities and so I was trying to get into sales, but then I would love to invest in real estate and turn them into Airbnbs. But again, I have these huge dreams and it's like,
well, the thing is you're trying to figure out how to do everything, which is fine. But the thing is like, you have to realize things take time and I feel like you want it now.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't do what you're doing. It's just that there's a right time and a right place. There's a divine timing and a divine order. Yeah. And I just really feel, and again, you ultimately have to make your own choice and your own decision, but I don't feel like residential is the space for you. I really feel like commercial is more like the place for you.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, if that doesn't feel right in your body, do not take my advice. I can only give you the information that I'm getting, but your choices reflect your reality. So just because I'm saying it and that's the information I'm getting doesn't mean it's the best match for you. Only you know what's the best for you. So, I like the idea of sales for you because you're very pleasant and you're quick-witted. You understand this, right? That's where the snarkiness comes in. You're just too quick-witted. I love that. I personally love that. Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Love it. It helps with your personality. The only challenge that I feel with that is that you're going to have to do, and I don't know why I want to say this. So I don't know what your passion project is, but I almost feel like you're going to be doing a lot of that aspect with your passion project. So, and again, you know, whether it's pitching your idea or trying to get funding or something for your passion project.
Yeah.
That's sales.
Yeah.
You're selling you so that people will invest in you for your project.
Yeah.
So too much sales is going to like kick your ass energetically. It feels like, because you're always going to be out there, and nothing in here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of coming up with something somehow in your real estate. And I don't know enough about real estate. And in just a moment, I'm going to ask you about your passion project, but I don't know enough about real estate to, you know, tell you should go in this direction or that direction. I just know you need to be more challenged right now. And because you're so cerebral, you would do well in a cerebral setting. And again, could I be wrong? Absolutely. I might just be interpreting information wrong, but I just feel like there's going to be some sort of salesy-ish aspect to your passion project. Because it's your passion project, it'd be best to reserve your energy for that.
Okay.
What is your passion, or what is it that you want to do for your passion project?
Well, there's big surprise. There's two things. It's a health aspect, and then travel. So I keep thinking of it as like a blog of really speaking to being our best versions of ourselves. And yeah, it's a blog right now.
Okay. So you're going to need advertising. Because you're going to need to get yourself out there for this in order for people to know. So that is like you selling yourself, you selling your blogs, you selling, you know, and that's where I feel like, unless you have somebody else do that for you.
Yeah.
If you do have somebody else do that for you, then with the real estate, you can do the sales aspect. Yeah. I like sales for you, just generally speaking, because you're so pleasant.
Okay.
But what I don't like is you overdoing it and not channeling the energy properly. Yeah. And real estate feels like it would be draining for you versus the passion project. Unless you can get that passion, somebody else to sell that passion project, you know, and then you do the sales part on the real estate end.
Right.
But that would my concern for you is just too much sales.
Right. And I'll say this too. One of my questions was going to be, I went to school for acting.
Mm-hmm.
And I have always wanted to, I would ask, is acting in my future, but more of like writing a book and a one-woman show.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can do that from your blogging. Like you can get material, if you want to call it, from your blogging.
Yeah. They kind of coincide, those two.
Yeah. It's totally doable. They would work hand in hand. I don't feel like it would be one or the other. It would be both. Okay. And the thing is, again, here's where you got to like slow your roll, and I don't sugarcoat and I don't bullshit. It's not going to happen right away.
Yep.
So you really have to and on top of that, you need financial security in order for you to thrive. So that's why I'm saying you're going to be super busy.
Yeah.
Like you need to also work. You need to have like a day job and work on your passion project, not or.
Yeah.
Or mentally you're going to go like what some people might call insane, you know.
Yep. That all rings very true.
But you can definitely do it, but it feels like it comes from the blog. Like you extract that information from the blog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So is there anything else while we're in this topic? Do you have any other questions?
Let's see. No, I mean those were the main points that I wanted to hit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So do you want me to just keep going, or would you like to do some energy work? Because when you have an hour session, I always give the option of doing some sort of energy work. So that's up to you. I can, we have about another, I can't freaking do math, like 20 minutes left, 24 minutes left. I can't do math. I'll leave that part up to you. Or I can just keep going general and just see what kind of comes up. I mean, however you want me to drive this for you.
I will. I don't know if. I'll just ask.
Yeah.
I was also very intrigued with your with the mediumship.
Mm-hmm.
I have to book something separate, right?
Yeah, there are different energies that I have to tap into and prepare for. So, yeah, so unfortunately, I can't.
That's totally fine. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally respect that. I think we could keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can see whatever they, meaning your spirit team and my spirit team, are having coffee about. Coffee talk. Just see like maybe what they want you to know or anything. And who knows, that could spark more questions too.
Perfect.
So,
great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it. All right, let's take a little look-see here. Is there something about travel? Well, I know you're talking about a travel blog, but I almost feel like there might be an opportunity to travel. Okay, so here's what I will say. It's so funny. I've been getting this card a lot today. The card that I have is the fertility card. Practically every reading that I've gotten today, it's been the fertility card. So that rarely happens, by the way, but I have to, just say, and this is something I tell everybody whenever the fertility card comes up, is that on its most literal basic level, it could mean a pregnancy is in store. So I know that you're single, but if there is any potential or possibility of not being single for a few hours, heyo, do you like how I said that?
Yeah.
You really, if you're not ready to get pregnant, there's a potential of pregnancy that is coming up.
Okay.
So I do want to just give you that heads up, Buttercup. I swear to God, like every reading I've had today. Yeah, that's crazy. So something is in the air. I will say, I feel like I need to talk a little bit more about your emotions, which is coming up, because they're talking about your emotions. I mean, like Saturn returns are very emotional, and you run the gamut of emotions. So you put that, you mix that on top of the ascension that's going on with humanity right now, like you're having a go at it. You understand this?
Yes.
Like things are really rough right now. I almost feel like you feel like you're battered. Like something is just, one thing is done, you're done, and boom, you get socked in the face again. You understand this?
I do.
Like, it's almost like, I feel like you're asking, when the hell is this going to stop? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is all part of your training.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck off, Terrie. But listen, you're going to get through it. I got to tell you, it would be really cool, and this is up to you, if you could just reframe this time of your life, because, you know, you started out this session going, I'm in my Saturn return, blah, blah, blah. So there's some belief system that is going on that it has to be brutal and rough. Traditionally, it can be, but, you know, I don't want you to be at the whim and the chaos of like stereotypical returns, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way. So, you know, it also feels like you're spending too much time on your own. Do you understand this? Like you're holding yourself up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, you got to get back out there. That might be, you know, still part of that whole relationship thing. Yeah, there's love for you. I feel like you're really, really concerned about love. There is love for you. You know, I feel like the people around you are also seriously like in the same position as you, who are kind of like, where is my man? Like, why isn't he here yet? Like, come on. That's not helping you at all. I'm going to be all, that's not helping you. I don't know if you can break away from that. I mean, you can try, but I feel like it's very heavily influenced because it's become a group dynamic between you and whoever is in your group about relationships. A lot of you are on the same similar path. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Like frequency, you guys are, well, that's why you're all together. Birds of a feather flock together. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is that collective energy is staying active because all of you guys are on the same frequency. Mm-hmm. Might I suggest you break that shit up?
Great.
And like, you know, maybe you can start a group, like an empowerment group with these people. And instead of you guys sitting and talking and bitching about men over drinks or whatever you guys do, or however you're keeping that vibrational frequency going, you do the opposite. And you start talking about, you know, each other's strengths. So you guys start focusing on you instead of outside of you with men in relationship. So doing something for you, like, and you know, this is, to me, this is also part of like who you are, because you generally want to help people. Like you don't hate people, you know, and you generally care that people are okay. You know, so why not? Oh, this could totally, you can fit this in with your blog stuff too. Like create some sort of a group or something, an empowerment group. Starts off with your friends and have your friends, you know, come on by and just really be mindful and aware of being as positive as possible, but not toxic positivity.
Right.
But like, do you understand how energy works? Energy is just frequency.
Yeah.
Okay? When we feel good, we vibrate, which is just the way subatomic particles behave, in what pattern and how fast they move. That's all energy is. Yeah. So when we feel good, it's really fast moving energy. And when we feel bad, it's much slower. Uh-huh. Right? So the more you're focusing on not feeling good, the slower it's going to come to you.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm saying, you know, see if you can break the pattern and like get together and like maybe you guys can have a, I don't know if you read, maybe have like a book club, or maybe, you know, you guys get together and you like talk and share about all the amazing, wonderful things that have happened to you. So you redirect your attention. And again, because it's a collective, you can start getting momentum of, you know, a higher, faster moving frequency. Because when it's faster, things come to you faster.
Right. Right.
So somehow, and I feel like you can be in charge of that and you can kind of do research. Maybe for you, if you switched it as like research for your blog, because your blog is about health, but feeling good, right? So there's a mental health aspect to it. Like, why can't you kind of, you know, do something like that? And if you guys do it together as a group, it just builds up that energy and that momentum. And so you don't have to carry it yourself. And there's a healing aspect where all of you guys are together. The only thing is you want to make sure you're not in competition with each other.
Yeah.
You know, how come she got a boyfriend and I didn't? I'm doing the work too. It's a very human thing to happen, especially with women. Like, no offense, but that's just how we are, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of coming up, but I feel like you can maybe get some information for your blog that way. There's like, or maybe you can come up with a way that's, I mean, you know what you're doing. You're kind of vague with me, which was fine. It's actually kind of good. Keep your ideas to yourself. You don't want to, you know, get it out there, but see if there's a way you can maybe maneuver when you guys hang out for research purposes, like for your blog, like how we can, you know, feel better, just, you know, with the faster, higher frequency, so it doesn't take as long.
Right.
And even like maybe something like getting together and you guys sharing about how the grid is filling in. Do you understand what I mean by what the grid filling in? So let's say you have a goal. As we move towards the goal, we do start to see little pieces of evidence that we're in the right direction, right? So if the goal is the full grid, we see evidence of the grid filling in.
Yeah.
You know, so really focusing your attention and your awareness on that, because what that does is it allows a momentum for more of those things to be recognized.
Right.
And that's really what you want to do. You want to recognize those things. So instead of having that mindset of like, oh, I was so close, but I didn't get it. It's a reframe where you're like, wow, I just got that much closer to it. And you can feel the difference of each of those things in your body. So maybe you even just having like this, you know, support group of like, hey, these are great things that are happening because it's moving us closer, not further away.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's like a mindset shift that's coming up. Yeah. Are there any other questions that you'd like to know about? Maybe it's come up since your last opportunity to ask questions.
I mean, it's funny that you bring up like women coming together, because it's something that I have a big powerhouse of women, and we're all single, career driven, and it's, you know, what was I going to say? Being in competition, like, is it like coming together could create something bigger? That was vague, but anyway, it's something that we joke about, that we should start a business, my friends and I. So I don't know if it's,
I mean, if you can do it without competing against each other, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You know, you're right. You have a powerhouse of, you know, very powerful women. But the thing about feminine, okay, so here's what I get. You guys are very masculine for women. And masculine energy is competitive. So in order for this to work out, you guys have to be in your feminine energy, which is about creativity, flow, nurturing, compassion, which is a total opposite of that. Go, 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 do, strategize, produce, which is where you guys are.
Yeah.
So this could work if you guys can learn to get more into your feminine energy.
Yeah. Cool.
So if you can figure out how to do that, that's great. It would also mean being more vulnerable with each other, which might be hard for very masculine women to do. I know that because I'm a very masculine woman. So I know it's hard for me, you know, and I like to avoid, and I don't want to do because I feel like I'm going to lose control. And if I lose control, what's the outcome going to be? And if I don't know the outcome, how am I going to feel safe? And if I don't feel safe, I must die. And so that's what's going on with all of you guys, right? So it's a matter of maybe you just start a vulnerability group. You know, that's just, I mean, who knows? But like, it's not, I feel like you're a leader, like they're all leaders, but I feel like, and maybe it's just because you're the one I'm talking to. So that's why I'm giving you that responsibility for it, you know? And that would make sense, but I feel like you can do this.
Yeah.
And you can use it for your blog. Like, again, it's like valid research. Have you considered writing a book? Because a book is coming up for you.
Oh yeah. Like that's a life goal, is to write a book.
Okay. Because they're saying, they're saying you need to write a book. And see, the thing, again, I really like this for you, because for you with your passion project, that's how we're like framing everything.
Yep.
Your passion project has so many great facets to it. Right? Which is fantastic. And it's going to take time to evolve and to go from one step to the next step to the next step. But with each step, what's happening, it feels like you're extracting information for the next step.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can always figure out what your next step is by what your current step is. It can be really, for you, it can be really simple, more simple than other people.
Yeah.
If you follow, again, that your intuition with it, and just like, what's the next step? Oh, it's actually developing itself. That's what I'm going to do for my next step. And you can trust that process, because again, you know, they are talking about a book and it comes from your passion project. It's just, you also need to live, and you like to live a certain lifestyle. So do I. No shame in the game. As well you should. You're here to enjoy earthly pleasures. Materialism. You are here to enjoy all of that. So there's no reason to have a mindset that you don't deserve it. So enjoy it, but you need it just to feel better and to fuel your passion for your passion project. So I like all of that for you. I really do. You know, again, just to sort of sum up and recap, like you're going to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You're young enough. You should be doing it now.
That all makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So are there any other questions? Is there anything else that's that you want to know about, or?
Okay. Since you brought up the book, is there any it's just so funny that you said that, because I feel like I'm supposed to write a book.
Yes, you are.
And is it about helping other people? Is it about my life? Is it no? Okay.
No, what it feels like is you don't know. First of all, you're not prepared for it, so it's okay. Like, you know, you want to ride a bike. It's a calling, but let's just call it a calling. The book is a calling, but it hasn't been written yet.
Perfect.
So as you go along, it gets written.
Okay.
I know you're talking about a one-woman show, and there may be something that comes from it, but I don't know that it's a one-woman show. And maybe there's just a different way to present it, but this feels serious, like it feels helpful, it feels elevating for humanity, right? Okay. So a one-woman show just kind of feels limiting. You know, so how this all plays out is none of your business.
Yeah.
You just have to have the faith, the courage, and the bravery to continue moving forward with it, which what makes your circumstances so unique is that it writes itself. And you don't know the information of the book yet because you haven't started it yet. Like, it will come to you and it will develop itself. Let me share with you an example. So I'm Jewish. So there was a period of time, 13 years old, 12, 13, where there was just a shit ton of bat mitzvahs that I was going to.
Yeah.
So when you plan a bar or bat mitzvah, even a wedding, I mean, there's so much potential for things to go wrong and so much potential for things to go right. Right. And you can plan and strategize as best as you want, but until that day or that time when you open the doors for the wedding to start or the bar mitzvah to start, once that happens, it runs itself. And that's what this book kind of is. You don't know it yet, because it hasn't started yet. Once it starts, like once you start, it starts accumulating. And again, it's just a different avenue. Like I am a psychic, I do psychic readings. I'm a medium, I do mediumship. I do coaching, right? I do relationship readings, right? I have a YouTube channel, right? So I have all of these different things that work off of each other and get created as they go. I don't know ultimately what I'm going to end up doing. I mean, I've got an online course in the works. Who knows, maybe a book, who knows, motivational speaking. I don't, this stuff hasn't been done yet because I'm still doing it, if that makes any sense. So that's why you don't know yet, because you don't have it yet. It's going to create itself. But they're saying you need to do it. So the fact that it's crossed your mind, I'm happy about, you know, on your behalf. But it'll be substantial. And I feel like you're working real estate, but even when you're working in real estate, you want to help somebody. Yeah. Because that's your nature. You're here to help someone. You're here to be of service. Right? So that's your purpose. You can bring your purpose into real estate.
Yeah.
You know? So, but the real estate will be your financial income, and your passion project ultimately will become a financial stream, but it's just not going to be yet for a while. That's what's coming up. But it can be there. Why not?
Yeah, this is a lot of work.
You'll be busy.
Yeah.
But you can handle it. You could totally handle this. You got this.
Yeah. Amazing.
You got this. Yeah. So just really quick, how did you find out about me, or how did you hear about me?
So I'm a huge Colleen Ballinger fan.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
I saw one of your readings on her channel.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I mean, you're on the right track. Keep the courage, keep the bravery, even during the hard times, because I'd love to say it's all going to be easy, but just remember, with every breakdown, there is a breakthrough. You're going to be okay. Just keep the courage and the bravery, and you'll just keep moving forward. You're going to and life. You're not going to or life. Things don't have to be one way or the other. They can actually be both. So you can write this book and be terrified.
Yes. Okay? Perfect.
Yeah. So there's that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a link. It'll either be today or tomorrow of this, so you can go back and listen to it. And I highly recommend that you do, even like 2 weeks from now, a month from now, because we wear different ears and we hear things differently at different stages in our life. So right now you're just trying to place all this information. Does Terrie make sense? Do I understand? When you go back and listen to it, sometimes it's the session that keeps on sessioning. Perfect. So you're really on the right track. You're going to be okay. Don't freak out about Saturn return. You'll live. You'll survive. The best of us do. You've got something to offer the world, so you're going to be just fine. All right, my dear?
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening. I don't know where you are, but enjoy.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.